We're on our way to West Texas to tour an abandoned radio station in the town of Shamrock, Texas. But first, we're going to make a little pit stop in Fort Worth to meet the Texas legend who got his start there.
Texas is full of lost history, from lost cemeteries to abandoned buildings, from the infamous to the obscure.
Not many people know this building's out here.
Hitch a ride and travel across the Lone Star State, looking for hints of Texas' colorful past.
This is the Alamo compound.
Our lost history. This is Expedition Texas, and we're gonna find it.
Texas legend Bill Mack is probably best known for his decades in radio. First as the Midnight Cowboy on WPAP radio when it was a clear channel station blasting his late-night country music show across the entire United States. With the advent of satellite radio, Bill moved to Willie's place as the Satellite Cowboy. Along the way, Bill wrote great country songs for George Strait, Bob Wills, and many others. But it was his song Blue that won him a Country Song of the Year Grammy and skyrocketed a young Leanne Rimes to stardom.
Well, first of all, it was a 50,000 watt clear channel station at 820 on the dial, which gave us good coverage. And I went on the air, the first night I was on the air, it was March 2nd, 1969. First phone call I got, it was a truck driver up in Minnesota. And he said, well, it sounds like we got us a good old Midnight Cowboy. And first of all, I was so shocked to get a phone call from Minnesota. I was used to getting them out of Arlington or Dallas, but this is, this went all over the world and very successful, and I was very fortunate. Well, my hero, my idol, I never got to meet him, Hank Williams Sr. Now, there's a story there, but I'll make it brief. I just started out in broadcasting in Amarillo. I noticed the Tri-State Fair was opening, and the stars that year in Amarillo, Ernest Tubb, Little Jimmy Dickens, Minnie Pearl, Annie Lou and Danny, and Hank Williams. Okay, they all checked into the Herring Hotel around 2 o'clock in the morning, and with the orders not to be disturbed until at least 11 o'clock. Well, I had this 5 o'clock a.m. radio show. And so I thought, well, I'll call up Hank and get an interview with him. I got to the radio station around 3:30. And I thought, well, I'll call him, give him plenty of time to get ready and come out and visit. Told the desk clerk, Hank Williams. He said he really left word not to be disturbed. He wanted to talk to me on the CBS. Well, anyway, they rang the room, and Don Helms, who was his steel guitar picker, answered the phone. So I said, I need to talk to Hank Williams. He said, Hank is in bed, he's asleep, he's got a back problem, and he took a sleeping pill. I said, he'll want to talk with me because I'm with CBS. Now Don said, okay, hold on a minute. And it was a long, it seemed like 2 minutes, 3 minutes or so, then this voice comes on and says, hello. I said, Hank? Yeah, who are you? I said, my name's Bill Mack. He said, that's your problem. What do you want? And I said, I'd like you to come down and visit my radio show. He said, what time is your radio show? I said, 5 o'clock. He says, 5 o'clock a.m. or 5 o'clock p.m.? I said, 5 o'clock this morning, Hank. He said, boy, have you lost your mind?
Yeah.
And I did talk to him by telephone several times, but never got to meet him.
It's a wall of accolades, really. I see news stories about the Midnight Cowboy. I see BMI awards. I see stories on you and Leanne Rimes, and I'm a little antsy because I'm standing less than 5 feet away from a Grammy right now.
Yeah, you're supposed to touch that Grammy.
Am I? Is it
yeah,
good luck?
It'll bring you, they say good luck.
Good. Let's
of course, we charge you $5 for touching.
Really?
Cindy will pass the plate. This is the highest award you can receive in music. In acting, it's the Oscar. In music, it's the Grammy.
1996.
The Song of the Year 1996.
Now I can say I touched a Grammy.
It's the country song of the year 1996. Yeah.
Texas, Fort Worth. This has always been home.
Yeah.
And in fact, original home where you went to high school, Shamrock, Texas.
Shamrock. That's where it all started.
You mentioned Shamrock, Texas a little bit ago, and a radio station you started at there. And we have a photo we're going to show now of you as a young man standing outside of your very first radio station, your very first radio job.
Yeah, that's it.
And from what I understand, you were the first voice on that radio station.
I was.
When was that?
I started in 1950, 1949, really.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm standing at the door there, and I have a pompous look on my face, and I'm holding a cigarette.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, man, I'm a star now.
Right, you're on the radio.
It started there in that town, and that town backed me.
Is it true, we've heard, that radio station is still there?
It is still there, standing. Now, for how long, I don't know, because it's been standing there since 1949.
But there's something there that we can see. There's still something standing there.
You can go inside.
Really? So the first radio station that Bill Mack was on, Bill Mack was the first voice on this radio station, is still standing out in West Texas in the Panhandle in Shamrock, Texas. And you know what, Bill?
What?
Sounds like my kind of expedition. We're going to go find it.
Bill Mack tells a story about climbing that water tower. Now, I never did have nerve enough to.
So, can I climb it?
No.
We're traveling to West Texas to the town of Shamrock. Shamrock is the home of legendary DJ Bill Mack.
I started in 1950, 1949, really.
We've heard that radio station is still there.
It is still there, standing. Now, for how long, I don't know, because it's been standing there since 1949.
But there's something there that we can see. There's still something standing there.
You can go inside.
Really? So the first radio station that Bill Mack was on, Bill Mack was the first voice on this radio station, is still standing out in West Texas in the Panhandle in Shamrock, Texas. And you know what, Bill?
What?
Sounds like my kind of expedition. We're going to go find it. Here, with the help of Mayor Buck Weatherby, we're going to find the radio station where Bill Mack's radio career began. But first, the mayor has a few sights he'd like to show us that help make Shamrock, Texas famous in its own right. Hey, Mr. Mayor, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Welcome to Shamrock.
Ah, thank you. Bob Malden with Expedition Texas, and here we are. This is the tallest water tower in Texas.
The tallest water tower in the entire state of Texas. That's
right. So, can I climb it?
No. As a matter of fact, Bill Mack tells a story about climbing that water tower. Now, I never did have nerve enough to. My little brother claims he did.
Really?
But, yeah.
Oh, that's way on up there.
Oh, yeah.
So why so tall? What's the deal with the tallest water tower in Texas being in Shamrock?
At the time it was built, our water wells were north of here at quite a higher elevation, which meant the water tower to receive that had to be higher. So it ended up being the tallest water tower in the state of Texas.
And for a very practical reason.
Sure.
So is this thing still in use?
Oh yes, we use it as a reserved water supply. What happens if we have to shut the city water system down for repairs, we keep water in the tower to use at that time so people will still have water.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, we can only fill it about 2/3 of the way up.
And why is that?
There are bullet holes in the top third of it.
Bullet holes?
Yeah, bullet holes. About the top third has several bullet holes in it. We shut the system down, our water system down about a month ago, and we had filled the water tower too full, and the water was spurting out of it. City Hall was getting all kind of calls. Y'all know the water tower's leaking?
So Shamrock is kind of a crossroads town.
Oh yeah, it's called the Crossroads of America, like is depicted on the mural up there. US 83 and the old Route 66 were the only two border-to-border highways in the entire United States that intersect.
Really?
And the only place they intersect is right here in Shamrock, Texas.
Happened right here.
Right here.
You're watching Expedition Texas.
We're in Shamrock, Texas with Mayor Buck Weatherby. The mayor has shown us the tallest water tower in Texas, explained that Shamrock is the only place in the United States where two coast-to-coast highways cross. Next, Buck is taking us to see a landmark in Shamrock, Texas that was immortalized in the Disney Pixar film Cars and later recreated for Cars Land at Disneyland. So Mayor, we're here in front of a structure that looks very familiar to me. Now tell me why.
The reason this looks familiar to you, that the likeness of this facility, the You Drop In and the Tower Station, have been in both of the Cars movies from Disney and Pixar. As a matter of fact, if you've been to the new Cars Land out at Disneyland in California, this likeness is the souvenir shop.
Really?
Out there.
Hey, you have one of those in here too, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's turn and check this old building out. This is cool.
Hey, it's a neat building.
These landmarks are definitely a sight to see if you're ever in Shamrock, Texas. But I was anxious to see that abandoned radio station where Bill Mack started his radio career. Shamrock, Texas has a lot to be proud of and a lot that makes it famous. But one of the biggest things is the fact that the Midnight Cowboy, Bill Mack, got his start here at a little radio station here in town.
That is true. As a matter of fact, Bill Mack was born here. He even brags about climbing the water tower up at downtown Shamrock. But Bill was the first local announcer on the radio station. It was radio station KEVA. He was owned by Albert Cooper that owned the Shamrock Texan newspaper. And Bill was, I think Bill was still in high school. Got tired of working in his dad's filling station and went and applied out at the radio station, and lo and behold, they hired him, and that's where Bill Mack got started.
Now, I understand we're going to get to travel out and see what remains of the old radio station. What can we expect when we get there?
You can expect to see an old, dilapidated building.
We love those on this show.
There's part of the old KEVA sign we might be able to make out. Okay. We get inside, no telling what we're going to find inside. You're getting into the old turntables there. Here, just put that old record on there.
Can I cue the record?
Yeah, put that record on there.
You're watching Expedition Texas.
We're in Shamrock, Texas, home of country radio legend Bill Mack. Our guide is Mayor Buck Weatherby, a former employee of the same radio station where Bill Mack began his storied career.
That's the old radio station. You can barely see the KEVA.
So back in the 50s when Bill Mack started his career at this radio station, the transmitter, the offices, the control room were all under one roof, and it was a fairly small building.
All right, let's go on inside and see what we've got here.
This isn't going to fall down on us.
Oh, I hope not. We better watch out for snakes, though.
Well, I don't know about snakes, but we have lots of tape, lots of audio tape.
No telling what's on that tape. Bill Mack might even be on some of that tape.
We may have just disturbed the nest, though.
Yeah.
When we walked in, there were piles of old tape, records, and radio station program logs all over the floor.
Now, this was the reception area out here.
Okay.
Now, back through here was the control room.
So Buck knew his way around this radio station really well because it's where he spent the formative years of his career.
This room right here is where Bill Mack started. As a matter of fact, Bill tells the story that he had the first voice on this radio station. The transmitter was all in the same room, and as a matter of fact, one time a snake crawled up in the transmitter when I was working here and kicked us off of the air and did bodily harm to the snake.
Oh
I might
my
add.
gosh, yeah. The cart rack is still here.
Yeah.
With carts in it. records are still, and this is killing me, folks. I'm walking on records right now.
Right, records and tape.
Yeah, and right over here. Oh, I hate that.
You're getting into the old turntables there.
It was really cool to see the old turntables still in the control room. But when I was trying to clean them off, I accidentally put my hand in a little present that some animal left us. I think I just wiped away some poo with my hand here. I'm not sure what that was, but I just cleaned off the turntable and wiped away some doo-doo.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, here, just put that old record on there.
Can I cue the record?
Yeah, put that record on there.
Where's the middle of it?
Yeah, you got right there, and then you just slip that armature over there and get it all geared up.
33 and a third. I need to switch that around.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, 33, so I need to be over here.
Yeah.
All right, and then cue it back. And then let that baby rip, huh?
Let her roll.
You got a dime to put on the thing there. Here, no, I know what we'll use. We'll use this right here to hold it down.
What is that, a dead mouse?
No, that's the curve. Is this, if I'm not mistaken, the only room we haven't been in yet?
That is the only room we haven't been in it. Now, I have been in that room several times.
Yeah, and it's close to the control room for a reason.
It certainly is.
Okay.
And that was back before Marty Robbins did a song called El Paso, which was better known as the restroom song because it was 5 minutes long.
Right.
Back when I was here and back when Bill Mack was here, 2.5 minutes was about all the time you had to go to the restroom.
What did you do?
It had to be close to the control room.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Boy, that must have been a bad day right there. With a lot of work, this could probably be a radio station again. Well, what's amazing is that there's still so much radio equipment and programs and records that are still in here. And right now, it seems like the only DJs that come around are the cows.
That's true, and there's evidence of that in the floor in there.
Yeah, I think Jeff, the cameraman, stepped in it.
Yeah, well, some of this equipment is still here because, well, to be truthful, you're looking at it, it's not worth stealing.
Oh, right. But this is so cool, and you know, because I came into radio at a much later time, but just to kind of get the experience, I think I'm gonna grab a few records here. I've got my program all picked out. I want to run in here and do a show right quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thanks a lot for showing us around, and be sure to listen to me on your way home. Okay.
Hey, I will.
All right. From playing songs on the radio to writing the hits, Bill Mack has seen it all. And now it's time for us to travel on down the road to find another piece of lost Texas history. This is Expedition Texas, and we're gonna find it. Oh, the wind died down. I gotta say something now. Darn, now I don't know what to say. Yeah. You know, the cars are all gone, the wind has died down, and now I don't have anything to say because I done said it all. All right, let's go.